Swamiji, one big question comes. You know, you spoke about God. Why is this feeling in society around the world? My God is better than your God. And why is this conflict about God? Who is this God and what is this God? There's so many people say, my God is better than your God is a lesser God, somebody is the children of a lesser God, and they all fight.
See.
And throughout human society, more death and conflicts have occurred because of this fight between gods. What is this? What is this God?
End of the day, to tell you honestly, my God is the supreme is nothing but saying, I am supreme.
I am supreme.
See, our
So
own
God is an
ego, we
alibi.
project it on God.
God is an alibi.
God is just our projection. What we want to tell the world. It will be too obvious if we tell directly, I am superior. Then immediately we will come for a war. I don't have time for immediate war. So what to do? How to declare this in a very diplomatic way? In a very diplomatic way, to trying to declare this is what is my God is superior. The whole, if you analyze thoroughly the whole Hindu tradition, the beauty is the whole, whether it's Upanishads, Shaivism, Vaishnavism, or the Sakta, or Ganapatya, all the Sampradayas and Paramparas, they give importance to Ishtanishta, means your God is the ultimate, and from that all the energies come out, but you do not have any right to disturb somebody else's feeling. Their Ishta is the highest.
Oh.
The Ishtanishta is never allowed to become fanaticism. See, the Ishtanishta, for example, if it is a Shiva temple, Shiva will be ultimate. All the believers of Shiva will be worshipping him. And no doubt, in Jagannath temple, Shiva is the guardian.
Guardian.
Yes.
Yes.
If you see Brahma and Shiva,
Yes, yes.
both of them stand outside as
Yes,
guardian.
yes.
In Tiruvannamalai temple, Brahma searches the Shiva's head and Vishnu searches the Shiva's feet.
Yes.
The Ishtanishta and the universality of the supreme principle both coexisted in Hindu Sampradayas. If you see, our Ishtanishta was never allowed to become fanaticism. If I go into more details and Shastra Pramanas, it is very clearly declared, you have all the right to see your Ishta as the source of all the gods and goddesses, but you do not have a right to put this as a ultimate truth on others.
On others. So
It
it's
is
very
very clear.
individualistic.
It is not, we call it subjective truth.
Subjective truth.
It's a truth for the subject. It's a subjective truth. And ultimately, all Sampradayas, including Shaiva, Vaishnava, Shakta, all Sampradayas agree, divine is beyond any forms. It is for our devotion, he assumes the form. Like a water has no solid form, but when the cool breeze happens on the water, it takes a
Freezes.
shape of ice.
Yes.
So our devotion gives this form. Behind this, the source has no form.
Has no form.
Source is beyond form. Our devotion gives this form. Even the greatest devotee knows the form with which he is worshipping will lose its form when he loses his form.
Oh.
See, as long as I have this form, I need a form. So I relate with it. At one point, both the forms will merge into the source. We call this Jnanavarishta Bhakti. If you see, even a common villager in Hindu tradition will have this Jnanavarishta Bhakti. If you see this, you will see in his house many gods in his puja room. I should say, the future of the humanity is not for one God religions. It is for either many God or all God religions.
All God religions. So there'll be no conflict.
Not only there can be no conflict, there can be even understandings. higher understandings evolving. Not only no conflict, there is something called higher understandings. Means each of the God is infinitely powerful, potential, and this infinity is not bound by only one. Infinite infinities.
Infinite infinities.
See, even the one God religions also accept infinity of that one God.
Yes.
Infinity of the one God is a mentally retarded theory. How can infinity be only one?
Infinity cannot be one. It is
So,
many. It's infinite.
Oneness only can be infinity,
Yes.
not one.
Yes.
So infinity is self-conflict infinity of one is a self-conflict mentally retarded theory.
Self.
See, what I am saying, infinity is the peak conception, visualization, fantasy of logic, length. When somebody's logic is very, very deep and broad, the highest he can grasp is infinity. Unfortunately, his whole energy is sucked by the intellect. He has grasped the infinity, but his heart is left with no energy. That is why he did not grasp the infinity is infinity, not one.
Not one.
When we don't have a heart, only head, we consume infinity only one. When we have enough head and enough heart, we understand infinity, infinity.
But Swamiji, it raises a very important question. Is there a God at all? Or we have created a God just to be happy, to find certainty in our lives?
For example, surely there is a higher independent intelligence which generates, operates, destroys, dilutes, liberates. There is the independent intelligent force, no doubt.
A force.
Sure, independent intelligent force available, no doubt. The many ideas of gods with which we play, those ideas may be created by us and we are playing with it. God exists, not as we define him.
God exists, but not as we define.
But not as we define him.
But it is such a concept is very difficult for the human mind to understand. We all want to see something.
No, I should say, it is very easy for human mind to understand, very difficult for the people who have not yet evolved to be a human being, but in the human frame to understand.
Does the avatar have God, or is the avatar a manifestation of God?
I should say, avatar is the Vyakta component, means manifest component of the unmanifest God.
Of the unmanifest God.
See, avatar is the statement of God. God is the state of avatar.
Explain to us, Swamiji.
Avatar is the statement of God.
Yes.
Manifest of unmanifest.
Yes.
God is the unmanifest of the manifest.
You're essentially saying that there is a force above
Yes.
us which is all
There is
pervading.
a force, I should say, not above us, above us.
Okay.
The above us gives a different context.
Yes.
Above us
Yes.
means see, what is unmanifest in all of us? I should say not even this way. It's a this way. Or this way. It
That
is
means
like
it's everywhere.
See,
It's everything.
if when I say above us, it becomes like this. Or I should say, the air we are all breathing, the space we are all in, as independent life, the source of that life is God.
There is a source.
There is a source, and it is intelligence.
But Swamiji,
It is not just power, automated mechanism, or mass software, like how they try to show in the Matrix movie. No. It is not a large automated matrix. No. It is an independent intelligence which can make decisions,
And very
which
large
can
decisions.
intervene.
Large decisions.
What I am saying, not only large decisions. You see, it can make the decisions as big as moving the planet Earth closer to sun or far away to sun, and it can make decisions as simple as removing one small Rudraksha from this bead. It is capable of micromanagement and macromanagement.
If it's capable of micromanagement, what is our role as human beings? Are we all Katputlis? Are we all puppets in a big puppet show where somebody is doing a superior power? Or do we have a right to decide and do things for ourselves?
Yes. Now let me, first of all, even in puppet show, puppet is not completely controlled.
Puppet is not completely
Yes.
controlled. Yes.
The bit, if the puppet, in the puppet show, if it's a 8-bit, only the 8-bit is controlled, not this bit, not this bit.
Yes. Yes.
Even in puppet show, puppets are not completely controlled. So, in our life also, we are not completely controlled and we are not completely free. There is certain amount where we have a freedom. For example, everything affects our life. We have a freedom to decide.
Full freedom.
Full freedom. Everything affects others' life, we do not have a freedom. Because others' goodness is involved in it.
So everything that affects
you-
everybody, we don't have the
We
freedom.
don't have freedom. Everything affects our life. If you sit and list out those things, all of them we have a complete control, complete freedom. It's like a cow is tied with a 2-meter rope length. Within the 2 meter, he can sit, stand, grass, do whatever he wants. Within the 2-meter length, if he behaves properly, the rope can become 10 meter or liberated once for all.
Yeah.
So within the 2 meter, how he behaves decides the length of the rope or the liberation. Same way, we are all empowered with certain freedom. Within that freedom, how much of responsibility with which we behave, that decides whether our freedom length is going to increase or decrease or once for all freed. When somebody establishes his track record, his freedom is only going to do good to others. Suddenly you see he is completely free.
No.
All the resources are at his disposal.
Everything comes to him.
Everything comes to him. All the things are under his disposal. And there is no, he doesn't feel suffocated by not having money, time, intelligence, energy, resources, anything which he wants to achieve. I am seeing very clearly, I tell you from my own experience, whatever I want to do, I am seeing very clearly everything automatically aligns. I just have to see and enjoy the whole fun. If a power is manifesting in this body, I am already seeing the structure to reach this power to the world also gets assembled. Along with this manifestation, that structure also manifests. So I am very clear, there is a very powerful intelligence operating, and that does not mean I am sleeping. I am participating actively only to enjoy.
Only to enjoy that.